Welcome, y'all. It is good to be back. Really good day of boxing so far, and it's only not even 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Texas, and we already had a great day of boxing. Two really good cards. We had the Japanese card, in which Takuma Inoue stopped Jerwin and Ancajas with a body shot, and then we just had a barn burner right there in the UK between Jay Harris and Cards Butler. I would have hit that one if I had done a video on it because I would have just taken the over. I really like the over, and I didn't really want to touch anything else in that fight. And that being said, we just barely went over. It looked like Cards Butler was running out of steam. I did not know if he was going to make it. Good chin. Fortunately, Jay Harris is not the biggest puncher in the world. Jay Harris really a ton of clean shots, and oh, hey. All right, sorry about that. Jay Harris is not the biggest puncher in the world. Cards Butler really seemed to be breaking down, wearing down. He was completely out of steam. He was fighting at a pace early in that fight. Way too fast pace of a fight. He was trading, he's exchanging. He's not a puncher. He looks a little soft in the midsection. Maybe that's just the way God made him. I don't know. He did not look to be in the best shape. I'm not saying anything bad. He went the distance. He survived. But he did certainly seem to fade. He seemed to fade in the middle round and never really got a second one. Now, he fought hard and he fought competitively and he fought to win the entire fight. No question about it. Cards Butler fought 12 rounds to win that fight. It's just, did he prepare how he should have? Is he in the best shape? Like I said, whenever someone is soft like that in the midsection, is soft in the middle, it's going to raise an eyebrow. How is preparation? I don't know. I wasn't there with him. But he certainly seemed to run out of steam, but he fought hard. He fought like his O was on the line. So I wouldn't ask any more from him in the ring. I just don't know how preparation outside the ring went. How did camp go before they got in the ring? Really good fight, though. Really high level, high action fight. Both main events were really good. I'm going to let everyone pour in. We're starting pretty quick. I'm only going to stay on about a half hour, 35 minutes. Not sure how long I'm going to be here, but I can't stay on super long. I'll let you guys know why. I'm going to be gone on vacation all next week. All next week, I'm going to be on vacation, Monday through Friday. We'll do immediate reaction. We'll do a live breakdown. But we're going to I'm going to try to get 3 videos out between today and tomorrow. And then I still have the Berlanga card to watch. So I'm going to be packed. I'm still watching video. I'm watching as much video as I can. I'm going to have the Raymond Ford fight out soon. I'm going to have that out first. Then after that, I'm going to have probably Luis Lopez, and I'm going to do the Sam Eggington fight as well. So those are the 3 videos I'm going to try to do before I leave. So Monday through Friday, I will be gone. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, you want me to handicap anything for you, want me to break anything down for you, join the Patreon. It's just $5 a month. I will respond to that. I'm not going to have my laptop with me at all. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to be out of town and I'm not going to have access to it, but I will have access to my phone and my Patreon. So if you have any questions, if you have anything, look, the Patreon is just $5 a month. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars if you take my betting advice, right? So what are we? What are we so far? We're 9-2, so 7-2 the last 2 weeks, and we're 2-0 this week. So we're 9-2 the last 2+ weeks. We're going on 3 weeks. This is what I do. So join the Patreon. I'm going to put the link in the description as well, so it's easy to join. If you have any questions, any comments, you want me to break anything down for you, you need last-minute betting advice, let me know. I will happily respond to you. It's not an issue. I will just, it might not be immediate. It may take a couple of minutes, but I'm going to respond. I'm going to definitely respond. And I will let you know how to make money. I'll let you know how we're making money. Look, we're 9-2 over the last 3 weeks now. We got 3 more fights on this card. And check out the videos. Check out the videos for my other predictions, because I got the Berlanga fight, I got the Antonio Vargas fight, and I got Andy Cruz. So I've done all 3 of those. This main card is a good fight. You could do a 3-way parlay that I feel really comfortable with. We can get into that. But if you have any questions, join the Patreon. You get the lock of the week. You get Ask Me Anything. I'll handicap, break down any fight for you. You get a free t-shirt, scouting reports, whatever you want. Let me know. Join the Patreon. I put in a lot of work. So join the Patreon. It's just $5 a month to show support, and you get all those perks and some. It doesn't cost me. Like I said, you get the lock of the week. You can ask me anything. So we're going to make that money back and some, 1,000-fold if you want to. 9-2. My record speaks for itself. There's no one else in the business that can do it like I do it. There just isn't. So you guys can say what you want, and it's $5 a month to make money every single week betting on boxing. Every single week we make money. I can't even think of the last time I had a loss for a week. So it's up to you guys. You guys want to get rich? Do you want to make money? What do you guys want to do? What do you want to do? I would suggest joining the Patreon. Also, I don't know what card y'all want to get into first. There's a couple of cards that we can get into. Jerwin and Ancajas. Can we now admit that he was a complete hype job? I went all the way back and watched him all the way on the Pacquiao card, in which everyone fell in love with him. I didn't see it then. I've never seen anything really special in Jerwin and Ancajas. I thought he's a world champion, so I'm not bad-mouthing him or nothing like that. He's 31, 32 years old now. I've never seen anything special in him. I don't see any next level skills or anything in him. Everyone loved him. He fought in the co-main event on that Pacquiao card, and everyone fell in love with him when Pacquiao beat Jeff Horn. Everyone fell in love with him. I don't see it in him. I really, really don't. It just he's mid. Like he's not that good. And I thought Takuma Inoue is a much more disciplined fighter, a much more fundamentally sound fighter. He can fight in a multitude of ways. I thought, Takuma Inoue is going to beat him. Now, I didn't know that he was going to stop him. Fortunately, I didn't bet that. I just bet on the money line. I just took Inoue on the money line, and a lot of people told me I was wrong. I was not wrong. I just never really saw anything next level in Ancajas. I've never been a big Ancajas fan, even when he was the flavor of the month. But that was a good card too. That was a really, really high level card. I'm glad. I'm glad ESPN picked it up. A whole card. Junto Nakatani, great knockout of Alexander Santiago. Kozai Tanaka, in a more competitive fight than I thought, stopped Christian Bakasegwa. I don't know. You guys help me out with that. But that fight was a lot more competitive than I thought. I was a little, I don't want to say I was disappointed with Tanaka. I just thought he was capable of a better performance. Bakasegwa fought at a higher level than I thought he was capable of. I thought Tanaka should have kept the fight at range and just dominated in long range as a sniper. But he was willing to exchange and fight in a phone booth, and I think he made the fight closer than he had to be. Now, he clearly won the fight. I just don't think it was a vintage Tanaka fight. And then Nakatani is absolutely going to be a problem. He's a 3-division world champ now. He should start getting pound-for-pound consideration, 112, 115, 118. And what sucks about it is he went up to 118. He was at 112, and Bam was at 115. And then Bam went to 112, and he went up to 115. Bam went up to 115, and Nakatani now goes to 118. So it just looks like a dream fight between him and Bam Rodriguez. It's not going to happen anytime soon because they really can't get on weight. When Bam was at 115, Nakatani was at 112. When Bam was at 112, Nakatani was at 115. Now Bam's going back to 115, and Nakatani jumps up to 118. I'm not saying he's ducking him. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying they can't find a weight. Nakatani's a big guy. He's outgrown 112, so it's 115 or 118. Maybe he can come back down and fight Bam at 115. I don't know. But he's got a belt now. He's got WBC at 118. I don't see him coming off that weight class. Like, I think moving forward, Junto Nakatani is a bantamweight. Obviously the fight with Takuma Inoue is available. There's other names there. Manny Rodriguez, Jason Maloney. There's good names there. So I don't see him moving off that division to go fight Bam Rodriguez. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. I really don't. We are going to be live. I'm going to do another live show. Later today after the Berlanga card. I'm guessing not too many people watched this Harris Butler card. I'm guessing it wasn't intriguing to a lot of people, as there's no one in the chat really. I didn't see anything on boxing Twitter. No one really talking about this fight. DAZN didn't pick it up in the U.S. at least. I don't know about over the U.K., but DAZN didn't pick it up in the U.S. until last minute. So I didn't even know that we were going to get this card, and then I got it, and I was excited for it. Dennis Hobson was the promoter. Good names on the card. They could have been matched a little better. Dennis Hobson Jr., if you're listening and you want me, you need a matchmaker, you need help with a matchmaker, just another set of eyes, I'm happy to help you out. I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I'd be happy to help you out. We can talk business, because you got good fighters on your card. You really did have good fighters on your card, but it's just, that was not a good card. The matchmaking was poor. I don't even mind the Jack Turner fight. I'm getting a cold or something. It's these allergies in North Texas. We have something called Jupiter Mountain Ash or something like that. It's brutal, and we only have it here. It's causing havoc on everyone. People are getting like sick from it. But move on from that. The Jack Turner fight, against Bangeza, wasn't even a bad fight. It's just Jack Turner might be special. The rest of the opponents, look, Hakeem Palmer, it was just 5 fights or whatever, so I'm not killing you for that opponent, but that opponent was awful. Joe McGill's opponent was 2-29. Joe McGrail is one of the best prospects. UK. He's knocked everyone out in the first round, I think, right? His brother lost. His brother, Peter McGrail, got stopped on the Bam Rodriguez on the Edwards card on the co-main in the undercard. But too many one-sided fights on this card. You have good fights like Zim McGrail, Palmer, Turner. And I'm not mad about Turner. Turner, you gave a step up to. He got a better opponent than, for 5 fights in, that's not a bad opponent. It's just that Jack Turner might be a special talent. Now, I don't know yet. We need to see him go through the stages and start fighting better fighters. But so far, so good with Jack Turner. And then the main event, Connor Butler, he was fighting way too high pace of fight. That's not the fight he needs to fight. He fought Jay Harris's fight. He needed to get on the back foot and move. He doesn't need to be in those exchanges with Jay Harris. Connor Butler is a decent fighter. He's obviously not a hitter. And yes, he was holding his own in the exchanges, and he was winning some rounds, but you could see he was breaking down, wearing down. Connor Butler just wasn't in, he after this, he was breaking down, right? Like, he may have been winning some rounds, but he was losing the battle, and he fought hard and he fought competitively. He was not at that level. He wasn't there with Harris because he was fighting the wrong fight. Harris I was surprised to see that Harris was also the faster fighter as well. I thought, Connor Butler may have the faster hands. He did not. Harris was throwing in beautiful combinations. Connor Butler wasn't moving his head, and Harris was landing at will. Now, Connor Butler landed plenty of good shots too. It wasn't like he was outclassed entirely. This wasn't competitive. It was competitive. The judges had a 116, 112, and then I think one judge had 116, 115. Did I hear that right? They really scored 3 rounds even? That's amazing. That's crazy. 3 rounds even in that fight. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts, comments below. The Patreon is in the chat. It's also in the description. Follow me on the Patreon. This is going to be a relatively short show, but I will be back later today to break down Berlanga. And we'll get into that whole card. Andy Cruz. It's a good, really, really good card. Matchroom card, DAZN card. Really good card. I'm looking forward to breaking it down for y'all. I really, really am. It's going to be an interesting night. It's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. So this is going to be, we're going to wrap this up in about 10, 15 minutes, I would think. I'm not going to go on too long today, unless you guys have questions, comments, things like that. I will get to those. Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm going to get into Sam Eggington. Now, I'm not going to talk about Sam Eggington today, but that's an interesting fight. Connor Butler. I want to pull up the other card real quick. Takumi Inoue. I want to look at that card. Takumi Inoue has come a long way. He really has. A lot of people, thought it was just nepotism, that he was not at a world class level. He just happened to have a famous brother who was maybe the best fighter in the world. But Takumi Inoue has really established himself. He's got good wins now. He's got wins over Jake Bornea, Liberio Solis, and Jerwin Ancajas over the last 14 months or so. He's established himself. He's here. I'd like to see, Nakatani's next. I don't like that fight for him, but he's a good fighter. Like there's no more getting around it. He's at the right weight class. He went up to 122 for a couple of fights. That's not where he should be. He's a 118 pounder, and he's a good one. He got the body shot knockout in the 9th round in a competitive fight. He was up on the 3 cards, 78-74, 78-74, and 77-75. I feel like those cards were about right. Those cards were about right. I thought Inoue was winning, but I thought the fight was close. It's going to be interesting and fun to see what Inoue does next, where Inoue goes after this. These allergies are killing me. I'm showering like 3 times a day to try to get this stuff off of me. And it's absolutely killing me. It's the one downside of living in Texas and Fort Worth, North Texas. It's just, allergies. Kosei Tanaka, we touched on that briefly. Not his best performance. I'm really not a fan of Christian Bakasegwa. He's not a puncher. I just thought he fought the wrong fight. I'm surprised it was as competitive as it was. Now, I picked Tanaka to win, and he won. So I went 2-0 on this card, and I'm going to go 3-0, I would imagine, on the Berlanga card. So it looks like we're going to have a 5-0. The one kind of question mark we had was Inoue, and on Ancajas, I hit that. If you join the Lock of the Week, you know what I got on Andy Cruz, and I've gotten some questions about this Harris fight, and I said the only thing I really liked on that was the over, and it hit the over. At times, I thought it may not hit the over. I thought there was times there in the 9th, 10th round or so where Butler was really about to go, but kudos to him. He kept grinding, he kept fighting, and he got through the fight, and he won rounds. He did. I think 8-4 is stretching it, but that's reasonable. The one judge that had 3 even rounds, so it's 8. Someone do the math on that. One of the judges had 3 even rounds, 116, 115, unless they read it wrong. But that's what they said. It was 116, 112, 116, 112, and 116, 115. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know what to make of that. Guys, you tell me. 1-6. Have you ever seen a 12-round fight in recent memory that had 3 even rounds? I'm not even against even rounds, but like 3 of them, you can't pick a winner. 3 even rounds, 1 or 2, 3 even rounds. A quarter of the rounds, you can't tell me who won the round. I mean, I'm not necessarily mad. I'm just surprised. This is really, really surprising. I'm not against even rounds. I'm not against a 10-8 round and a dominant round where the fighter wasn't dropped. I'm fine with that. And in Argentina, they do something interesting that I like a lot. They have a 10-9.5 round, a half-point round. So, like, let's say it's the opening round of a fight and it's jabbing process. I land a couple of jabs. You land a couple of jabs. Someone, has to win the round. It's like, well, no one really won that round. It's just a feeling out process. 10-9.5. Who was more effective? 10-9.5. And, then round 2 comes in. I win big, but there's no knockdowns. Like, how are those even? So I like the half-point round. I like 10-8 round, and I like 10-10 rounds. I don't mind a 10-10 round. 10-10, 10-9.5, and 10-8 rounds for things that there are no knockdowns in. I like it all. I'm pretty open-minded. I think a knockdown should be 1 extra point. So if you're winning the round and you dominate the round, I just score a knockdown, like a flash knockdown, I would give that 10-9 to fighter A, not 10-8, because he lost the rest of the round. So now if you're giving him 10-8, you're giving him 3 points because it's a 3-point swing. Because it would be 10-9 the other way. Then he lands his one punch and gets a 2-point round. So that's a 3-point swing. That's too much. That's too much. But that's my take on scoring. That's my beef on scoring. But I'm gonna wrap this up in just a couple of minutes. Like I said, I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna be super busy the next 48 hours, 36 hours, whatever it is today. Tomorrow, I'm trying to get 3 videos out for you guys. I'm going to upload, and then I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be gone Monday through Friday, and I'll be back on Saturday. We'll do some a live reactions on Saturday, hopefully. That's the plan. That's the goal, but I have to wrap this up. If you guys have any last-minute comments, please let me know. I will address any of your last-minute comments, but just to recap, the early cards, the overnight card, we'll call it the graveyard shift card, and then the afternoon card, I went 2-0. I didn't touch anything on the afternoon card, which is maybe why there's no one really tuning in. Then after that, I'm sorry, guys. I'll get into my medical issues one time. I got medical issues. The grave shift card, I went 2-0. I didn't touch anything in the afternoon card, and I got 3 fights coming up. I did videos on. Get my lock of the week so far. My lock of the week, which was a 3-way parlay. It's 2 for 2. There's just one more portion of that is yet to be determined, and that's something to do with Andy Cruz. And we'll take a look at that. Rocket, what do I think of Sam Eggington on Friday coming up? Rocket, he's joining us a little late. I appreciate it. I'm going to do that video either today or tomorrow. I'm going to have that video up for you soon. I'm going to have that video up for you real soon. I'm just watching some more tape on that, which is what I'm doing after this. So I'm going to have that up for you soon. I appreciate it, Rocket. I'm going to have that video up soon. Not decided yet. We'll have it up no later than tomorrow. That's a tough fight. I'm gonna get to it. I want to give that lots of attention because at first I thought one thing, and now I haven't changed my mind. It's the props that I'm looking at that I'm not decided on yet. Sam Eggington, I like. Sam Eggington retired my paisan, if you remember. Paulie Malignaggi, that's my paisan. That's my boy. Eggington retired him. Abbas Baru, am I saying that right? He's actually a German fighter. I don't think he's German. I think he, probably migrated from somewhere else. He's pretty good. He fought back in just a couple months ago. On a card in Florida. And he beat a guy named Hugo Noriega, which I thought he was supposed to lose to. And he outboxed him, outclassed him, won a wide decision. I'm not decided yet on Barrow. I don't know how if I'm saying that right or wrong, but I haven't decided on him yet. But I will have that up for you soon, Rocket. Anything else? Any questions about what we got going on tonight? If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can check out my channel. I broke down the Andy Cruz fight, the Vargas fight, and then obviously the main event. I think these are 3 good cards to make money on. Like I'm 2-0 so far for the week. I think I'm going to go 3-0 in the main on the DAZN card. I really think 5-0 for this week is what we're going to look at. But we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go on to the next. Like I said, I got a ton of videos to watch. I still have to watch this main card. So, if you got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna end this. I don't think too many people watched this fight. Wasn't a big card, and if you're in the U.S., you didn't get it till late. I can stay on a couple more minutes if anyone has any questions. But I don't really think too many people watch this Butler card. I don't know if they do ratings like that over in the UK, if they release it, but no one watches in the US. I was the only one talking about it on boxing Twitter that I saw. No one else had any thoughts, comments, or concerns on this fight. I was into it. The card was pretty good. The main event was good. The main event was an excellent fight. The undercard was a bunch of young prospects who were just given tuna cans for the most part. It wasn't a really intriguing card, although you got to see good fighters. I'm glad we got to see McGrail. I'm glad we got to see Turner, and I'm not even mad about Turner's opponent. I'm glad we got to see Hakeem. We got to see good fighters. They were just matched poorly, and I know that Dennis Hobson was looking at my tweets. I was tagging him on them. I know he looked at them. Dennis Hobson, if you'd like, I can help you make matches. It's what I do. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not saying you have good fighters. You just need to be matched a little better. I really like the fighters they have. Jack Turner is definitely someone to keep an eye on. I want to keep moving him up and try him against a couple different styles I have in mind. So let me know if that's – I know you're going to watch this. But Jack Turner, who fought on this Harris Butler card, good prospect, good young fighter, 5-0 now. Someone you should definitely keep an eye on. Joe McGrail and Peter McGrail. Peter McGrail got caught with a punch. It happens. All right, so this is going to be it. Guys, join my Patreon. Join the Patreon. Hit the like button as well on your way out. Make sure to hit the like button. Share this everywhere. Join the Patreon. It's just $5 a month. You get the lock of the week. I know all my picks are locks. I'm 9-2 over the last 11 fights. Over the last 3 weeks with 3 more outstanding, I'm 9-2. I don't really miss. It's not like I don't really miss. It's just I don't. I do a lot of work. So get my lock of the week. You can ask me anything. I'll break down any fight for you. I'll handicap any fight for you. I'll show you how to make money on any single fight that you want. Just let me know. And if sometimes the best bet is to lay off, I'll let you know that too. I'll give you my prediction and say, hey, there's better fights to bet on than this, in my opinion. But here's my advice. It'll probably click. You get that. You get the free T-shirt. You get a whole lot of perks for just $5 a month. And it helps me do this full time. And it helps me go on trips so I can bring you these world-class interviews like I did with Xander Zayas and such. Tiger Johnson that I did at Madison Square Garden. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please join the Patreon. The link is in the description. The link is in the chat. I'll be back for an immediate reaction following the Berlanga fight. It is February 24th, 2024. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.